So right now we're on the other side of the Gush Etzion junction. As you can see here, we got very nice Arabs going in their nice cars, which a lot of Israelis don't always afford. You know, they don't have to pay the taxes, so they can obviously get discounts on the cars. As you can see here, many people have been killed here on these very roads, and still people are crazy enough to actually take hitchhikes here all the time. So I don't really understand what's going on here. If there were so many terrorist attacks that happened here, you would think that people wouldn't want to hitchhike. In America, if you hitchhike, you're afraid you're going to wake up in a bathtub and find your kidney missing. So this is actually one of the spots in Gush Etzion where Ezra Schwartz was murdered.
Who's Ezra Schwartz?
Ezra Schwartz was a student from America that came to study in the yeshiva. And what happened was, there was an Arab terrorist that came up here, drove his car initially, and murdered him right on this very spot. The American government, under the anti-Semitic administration of President Barack Obama, Yamach Shemo, was such an anti-Semite that he didn't even acknowledge at all that Ezra Schwartz, an American citizen, was murdered here by a terrorist.
Well, the administration eventually did.
But Obama did not come out and do it. It was his own spokesperson that did it, not the president. It was only when an Arab child was murdered that President Obama came out personally and went up against what happened when an Arab child was murdered. But when a Jew was murdered, an American citizen is murdered, the administration did not care at all about a Jewish child because they were anti-Semitic and they hate Jews.
I don't know if I would go that far, Shlomo.
So let's see if we can talk to a few people here about why they're tramping here.
Okay.
I'm here with Esther, who is a resident of Karmei Tzur, which is on the other side, very close to, it's further south from here. So she is traveling from this very spot to another place in the Gush area, which is also considered very dangerous for a lot of Arabs. So I'm curious, after there's been so many terror attacks and so many people that have died here, why do people keep hitchhiking? אז למה את, בתור תושבה שגרה פה, לקח את הסיכון חיים לעשות חיים פה, שמון אנשים כאילו נפצעו ונהגו פה? אין לך פחד כאילו לעלות חיים פה?
לפעמים יש פחד, אבל זה משהו שאנחנו רגילים אליו ממש מאז שאנחנו קטנים. אנחנו לאוטובוס שלא מגיע לחיים. ולומדים להתנהל בחיים.
So as she said that she's grown up here as a little girl, and she says that it's just the way of life here of hitchhiking. Even though that there's been several times that there's been people that have been killed, it's the way of life here, and they're just trained to wait for the bus, and they're just trained to do what they need to do. וכאילו היה לך פעם שקרה לך משהו פה, שהיה לך ממש פחד?
לא, אני תמיד הייתי מאוד קרובה לפה, כאילו עבדתי
So she said that she's lived here all her life. She even worked here by the buildings behind me, and she said that she is not even afraid to take anything at all or worried about any kind of terrorist attacks. Even though that she has been here during the time that they're having terror attacks, she hasn't once really been in a terrorist attacks. Thank God. עוד שאלה לגבי איך את יכולה לזהה מי זה יהודי ומי זה נהג יהודי בתוך שנוסעים פה, בגלל אנחנו רואים את הסיפור של הנערים שחטפו פה, הם נסעו ברכב ערבי ובגלל זה חטפו והכל, אז איך את יכולה לזהה מי זה יהודי ומי זה לא יהודי? So what I asked her is, how can she tell who's an Arab and who's not an Arab when she's here?
באמת לפעמים זה קשה לזהות. אם יש משהו שהוא לא בטוח אז לא עולים על הטרמפ, אבל לאט לאט לומדים לזהות. קצת מדברים איתו, לפעמים אני עולה רק על אנשים שאני מכירה. אם זה ליישוב שלי ואם לא, אז אני רואה שהוא בסדר.
So she says sometimes that she's able to tell when she talks to the person and sees how he talks Hebrew, whether he has a kippur or not, and she's able to, over time, see who's an Arab and who's not. תודה רבה ממש מהרעיון.
למה זה?
יש לנו סרטון ביוטיובים שאנחנו עולים סרטונים לגבי את החשובים. אני תושב של קיריית ארבע, ואנחנו רוצים לעלות לעולם מה זה בדיוק גוש עציון ומה זה הר חברון ומה זה יהודה ושומרון. והרבה מאמריקאים חושבים שעל יהודה ושומרון אנחנו חושבים שכאילו פלושה בעיראק או משהו, יש בלאגן פה, אנחנו רוצים להגיד לאנשים שזה לא ככה, זה נעשה כמו אותה כמות בעולם, והדבר הזוי וממש כאילו מוזר זה שאנשים נותנים טרמפים. שבעוד מדינות, טרמפים זה כאילו, כאילו השתגעת, אם אתה תעלה בטרמפ, אז ייקחו לך את הקריאה, ואתה תקום באיזה אמבטיה וקרח, ויהיה לך כאילו איזה פתק שאמר ששמע, יש לך כמה דקות להגיע לבית חולים, לקבל עוד קריאה, או אם לא, אתה תמות. אז תודה רבה, אסתר.
Basically, I just want to add a few things. I've actually tramped here myself also, and I'm not someone who has grown up in Israel, but over time I've become used to identifying how to tramp here. It takes about say a good 3 or 4 years of experience, and I will say that it's a lot safer to tramp here. Yes, there's been terror attacks, but I feel much more comfortable tramping here than I would, let's say, in your standard American city, like Chicago or New York or Baltimore. You know, it's much safer because still the likelihood is that you'll have a much safer likelihood of getting a good tramp here. And so I've tramped here before. I've done it. This is not unusual, and it's just very, very well done here. I am with Gadi right now. He is a resident of the town of Bat Ayin, which is Yeshuv Bat Ayin. It is a very small community in this section of the Gush Etzion bloc. And we're going to ask him how he feels about living in the Gush Etzion block and about what it's like to live here.
I very enjoy here. I came from Petah Tikva. I moved here from the city. We have here Mayanot.
And why did you decide to move from Petah Tikva, which is right a suburb of Tel Aviv, all the way to kind of like the countryside of Israel to Bat Ayin? Why did you want to move here?
I like the Yehuda and Shomron and
Judea and Samaria.
Yehuda and Samaria. And I wanted to see how it's like to live in the villages and in the desert, to see the nature. I feel it. I'm a kind of person like it.
But there's other parts of Yehuda and Shomron, Judea and Samaria, that are also nature. Yeah. So why specifically Bat Ayin?
Why specifically Bat Ayin? Because my yeshiva there. I learned there in yeshiva Balei Tshuva. I moved there from yeshiva Yad Binyamin, Kiryat Arba, Rav Tal.
Okay, and just for the viewers, where is that located in Israel?
The other yeshiva, Yad Binyamin.
Yeah.
It's near Nachal Sorek.
Okay.
Near to Ashdod.
Yes. So that would be near the coast of Israel. Again, far away from here.
A little bit southern to Ashdod, northern to Tel Aviv.
Yeah. Just on Israel's coastal region. And do you tramp here a lot?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of tramping here?
No.
Why are you not afraid? How do you?
I used to. I believe in Hashem. I'm not afraid.
Hashem, he believes in God. He believes in God. And you're able to identify who's a good driver in this mountain. Is this your bus?
It's not question.
The Batayan Shishim Bashesh, is that your bus?
What?
Is this your bus?
No.
Okay.
Now I go to Kiryat Arba.
Okay. So.
Batayin is there.
Yeah.
So why did you say?
So basically, you know how to identify between which is a good tramp and which is a bad tramp.
You just can how I called it to guess.
Yeah.
But you cannot know.
So many people would say that it's kind of like it's kind of dangerous or stupid to do something like
No,
that.
I don't think that here or in Tel Aviv or in Ramat Gan people, most of the people here are very nice and kind and good people. If you go here to the Yeshuvim, you see very nice people.
But perhaps, let's say there's like a potential terrorist driving by, and maybe could be dressed up as, let's say, a religious person.
I don't look at politics. I don't take a side.
Do you think most people here in Bat Ayin and the Gush look at politics?
No.
Why do you think that is?
People here want to live normally. It's just shmur. The real life here, it's nice and quiet living.
So you
people
would,
here לא מחפשים החוק.
so you would recommend you would recommend that people go and visit the area here, right?
Here? Of course.
Thank you so much for your
Of
time.
course, and אני ממליץ לאנשים לבקר בגוש עציון, בקריית ארבע, בחברון, תבואו בשמחה.
He's calling upon everybody to visit the Gush region, Kiryat Arba, Hebron, and we thank you for his time. Here we have with us one of many soldiers who constantly travels the routes between Jerusalem and Hebron. It's very common that Israeli soldiers use buses here. They get transportation for free, and we have with us Mickey here today. We're going to ask him a few questions and tell us where he's going and why he's going to where he's going. Where are you going, Mickey?
I'm going to Kiryat Arba, my base there. And to be honest, I was supposed to be home right now. They brought us back.
Why did they bring you back?
They said there's like tension because what's happening in the Hebron.
So basically your plans for Shabbat weekend canceled.
Yeah, I was alone with my friend. They called me in the morning and told me to go back.
So that's very, very, very difficult. How old are you?
I'm 21.
21 years old. So most people in the West, let's say, in the United States, are going to college and they're already almost graduating, and you haven't even gone to college yet.
No, not yet. The reality is different. Everyone has to give the part, and we understand this. Someone has to, and we're fine.
Do you mind telling us where you're from in Israel?
Yeah, I'm from Ashkelon.
Ashkelon. So Ashkelon is basically, it's on the coastal region south of Tel Aviv, near Ashdod and the other localities. And why is your base in Karmei Tzor, this part of the Gush Etzion bloc?
There are bases around most of the settlements here because they need protection, and that's why combat soldiers have to serve there.
So your unit specializes in protecting the settlements.
Yeah, it's a combat unit. Its name is Hebron. They're just combat soldiers who do everything.
Do all the soldiers in your unit support the settlements?
Yeah, most of them.
Most of them, but
yeah.
not all.
Some of them do not support the settlements, but we all understand that protecting the civilians is something necessary. And we're all up doing it.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about constantly traveling through here, through Judea, through Yehuda, and like the region of Gush? Is there anything else? Like, do you ever fear for your life?
No, I don't fear for my life. I don't have fear for my life, but you're getting used to it. You're traveling, and it's fun. You see a lot of places that you wouldn't be able to see anywhere else. If I wouldn't join the army, I would never see these places. I'm pretty sure. I'm happy with it.
And how do you know English so well?
School, movies, songs, video games. We're living the American dream.
That's what
in
you
Israel.
hear. That's what you hear from so many Israelis. Video, school, video, movies, and believe me, they learn so much from you. Is there anything else you want to say?
Come to Israel.
Come.
We love Americans. Come to Israel.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
I am here at the entrance of Kiryat Arba. As you can see behind me, there are tons of people here waiting to get hitchhikes. As I've said before, in other countries, if you hitchhike, the likelihood of you coming back alive is close to zero. But here, these people here are not afraid to hitchhike, and they're not afraid of what happened here. Even 2 days ago, just north of here, there was an incident where an Arab tried to run over 2 of our soldiers, and we were able to neutralize the terrorist and kill him. And even though this has even been the site of a few attempted terror attacks, and terrorists have still tried to come here, life here goes on as normal. You see there's a bus here of students that are coming in for the Shabbat. A whole busload of them coming in for Shabbat to Hebron. People think that this is the most dangerous city in the world. There has even been many news articles.
We're seeing a Trump right now.
Huh?
Seeing a Trump right now.
Yeah, this guy, you see they get in on a hitchhike. They don't know who each other is, but they trust each other so much that they take hitchhikes with complete and total strangers. And this is the way of life. This is what they do. This is how they live. This is how we live here. This is how we live in Kiryat Arba. And yeah, we have a soldier here that stands guard because you always want to be safe. You have also people like me that walk around with guns because we don't, it's really better to be safe than sorry, better to have it and not use it than need to use it and not have it. So this is the situation. A lot of people here are taking hitchhikes. Life goes on as normal, and we're not going to let terrorism hurt us or stop our way of life. I'm here at the entrance of Kiryat Arba with 2 very brave Jews who are not afraid of terrorism and are not afraid of anyone coming to run them over. And they stand here to be strong. I stand here with, what are your names? Jonathan and Eitan. Jonathan and Eitan. So where are you guys going?
We go to Otniel. Gush.
Otniel?
Yes.
So you're going to check out a yeshiva for a week?
Yes. Why not?
So are you guys from the area?
No, I'm from Beit Shemesh.
You're from Beit Shemesh?
Yeah.
Aren't you guys afraid to be here? Just about 2 days ago, there was a terrorist attack where a terrorist ran over 2 soldiers. You're not afraid to be here?
Can happen anywhere.
Can happen anywhere?
Yeah.
Can happen in Beit Shemesh?
Yeah.
So you do know that people have said that this is the most dangerous city in the world. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
So you agree this is the most dangerous city in the world? זה המקום הכי מסוכן בעולם.
What about Shem?
No. יש
No.
את חברון.
Oh, okay. So
No,
What-
it cannot. Stuff can happen anywhere in the world.
that can happen anywhere in the world. So how many times have you been? Is this the first time you're going to the yeshiva in Otniel? How many times have you been there?
יום כיפור.
Did you really like it there? What's so nice about Otniel? Should people visit
לימוד תורה.
to learn Torah?
Yes.
It's a good avira.
It's a good atmosphere.
Yeah.
So how long you wanna stay and learn the yeshiva for?
And
Now or in the future?
Now and in the future.
now we want
Now we're just
to
checking.
go that Shabbos, okay? And after we finish the high school, we go to check this to Shubush. You understand?
Yes.
We're not afraid that we're not afraid from the Arabs that they won't let us. They won't make us not come here. We're gonna come here anyway.
And what would you say to the Jews that are right now comfortable getting high on weed in college, or doing all that ridiculous fraternity stuff, not coming to Israel? What would you tell them?
Come to Israel. It's the real experience.
Do you think you think all Jews should join the army?
Don't scare.
What do you mean don't scare?
Don't scare. We strong. See this soldier. Who is safe for us.
Don't be scared.
So this is the message here of these young, brave boys that stand here in the middle of the entrance to Kiryat Arba. Do not be afraid. Make Aliyah. Come to Israel. Join the army, and come to Otniel for a Shabbat. So I'm here with another person here, waiting at the middle, near the entrance of Shabbat, trying to hitchhike a ride. Your name is Yossi?
Sure.
Where are you from?
I live in the area,
Where in the area?
Beit Haggai.
Uh-huh.
Just flew in today direct from New York. And I would say it's safer here than New York.
Safer here than New York.